Hi, how you doing, YouTubers? I just bought this ETQ generator, the 7,250 watts, and I told you that once I got in, finished plowing snow and everything today, I would come in and try to show you what it's about and tell you why I liked it and why I thought it was a good value for the money. I definitely agree it's not the best you could buy. It's probably not the worst you could buy, but for the price that I have invested, $719 from Sportsman's Guide as a club member with shipping, doing the dock to dock shipping. $719 for a 7,250 watt generator, and it has a peak of 8,250. Um, Thing can't be beat. You got 10.5 hour run time out of a tank of fuel. It's a 6.5 gallon tank. Um, it's got the auto throttle feature. So if you're not really absorbing a lot of the power it's producing, it'll automatically throttle itself back to save fuel, cut down noise, all that kind of stuff. The reason I bought it, I used to have a generator. Generator failed, disposed of it. This year in western Pennsylvania, we have had over 40 inches of snow just this month, February 2010. And our power was out for almost 48 hours. So the food was getting warm, the house was getting cold, couldn't make hot water. Life was a little more challenging than it really needed to be if I still had my generator. So I went shopping, started doing some research. At first, I was thinking Honda. Then I was looking at the prices of a Honda and thought realistically about how often am I really going to need this thing? Am I going to use this, once a year, twice a year? Am I going to use it every weekend? Nah, I'm probably going to use it once a year, twice a year, maybe loan it out to some family members. The generator I used to have, I used quite often. I used to be into competition sled pulling, so I used that generator to power my. I had one of the big vertical Craftsman compressors, run my air tools and everything, changing tires, working on the truck, doing stuff like that. I don't have that need anymore. I am not truck pulling. So this is more of a when we lose power due to storms and things like that, which can happen frequently, even in the summer, sometimes from windstorms. Back to the point of the generator. The generator basically, it's the ETQ. It's a portable. It is 7,250 continuous, 8,250 maximum. All right, you have a battery compartment I'll show you on the other side. But basically, this switch right here, you have your off position. That's your standard run position. If you had the battery hooked up, it's a momentary contact switch to turn the starter. When you let go, it goes back to run. Turn it off. Oil indicator tells you automatically if the oil is running low, and it will shut off before it runs out of oil. This is the auto throttle position. You can turn it off and it runs at the maximum governed RPMs. You can turn it on and it will run at the RPMs that are required for whatever duty it's doing. It has the hour meter on it. It has an individual breaker for these two 110s. It is a 20 amp circuit, another 20 amp circuit independent. Then you have a 30 amp 110 right here, independent again. You have your main breaker off, on. This can be either 240 or 120 depending on how you wire it up. So you could have a 240 30 amp. So if you wanted to run something a little bit heavier duty, you have this as an option. It has non-air filled. They're a solid foam rubber tire according to the instruction manual. These do not come installed. You have to install the axle with two U-bolts underneath. Put the tire on the axle. Put the nut lock washer and flat washer on the outside, and you're done there. The other thing that doesn't come installed is the stanchion for the front right here. The third piece not installed is this handle that you see hanging right here. This is the handle. It comes up, it cinches with rubber pads up against here. So with that, grab it like this, you lift up a little bit and you can roll it around anywhere you want. Now this is not light. It's about 250 pounds. It's got a 14 horsepower engine. The top of it, which is covered by this nice heavy roll cage, top of it has your fuel tank, which if we step around this side so you can read, it's 6.42 gallon, 24.32 liters. It has approximately a 10.5 hour run time at 50% load. It also has a fuel gauge here. I don't have any fuel in it. I put about maybe a half gallon in it. So there's no red indicator showing up in there. On this side, you have the generator. And I'm honestly not sure, but I'm pretty sure this is the muffler. I haven't really looked at this thing that close. I just got it. Haven't had time to play. There's the top of the cylinder head right there. And yes, that is the exhaust. You can see coming out of the cylinder head, you got your exhaust pipe right there. Stepping around to the front, you have a recoil starter. This is right here. It's not hard to pull. This is your fuel petcock. You go off right there, on right there. Okay, this is your choke lever. That's turning the choke on for cold starting. That's run position. That's about as hard as it gets, huh? Alright, you come over here again on the control panel side, and you see the empty tray right here. This would be where you would mount a battery if you wanted to use the electric start. If you're going to do that, they also supply you with this bag of tricks, and in it are the wires to hook up your battery. There's a little tool set for changing the spark plug, and you have an adapter here for running different types of plugs. So it's ETQ portable generators. I got it at Sportsman's Guide, best price I can get, $72.50, $82.50. I started it a couple days ago. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to set this camera down on the tailgate of my truck. Alright, and I apologize that you can't see me all that well. Actually, let's try the camera here. That's a little better. Fuel petcock is on. Choke lever's over. Now it's on choke. Recoil starter right here. I don't have a battery in it, as you saw. And I better turn the switch to on position. Now you notice I have the auto throttle on, but what it did, it automatically throttled itself down. Because I don't have enough load on it, being that it's not plugged into anything, it'll drop down to an idle. If it saw a load, it would pick that idle right back up and it'd be good to go. So you saw it was very easy to start. I'm going to go ahead and shut it off. So I'm going to come over here to this switch right here. Very easy to start. Now I'm going to keep it inside. It will never sit outside, so it should stay easy to start. It'll never be that cold. For the value, $719. Like I said, I challenge you to find something that will give you all the features that this has. The runtime, it's not that loud. Auto throttle, I mean, you saw that. It started up, it revved up, it noticed it had no load. It automatically brought its own idle down, so it saves its own fuel capacity for better runtime. And the other thing I like is this. If you notice this piece zip tied right here, I just didn't know where to keep it so I wouldn't lose it. I have it mounted upside down basically, but what it is, this is a crane hook, okay? And it simply has these rubber ends over the steel. You would take this, hook it onto this bar here and here, but have this facing up, slide it to the center of the machine, and then what I can do is use my engine lift, and I would be able to lift it up and put it up into my truck without having to pick it up. That way, if I was alone and say a relative or a friend was out of power, I could cut them two zip ties, throw that thing on there, lift it up with my engine crane, bang, it's done, it's in there. Have it in the truck, I can get to where I'm going, and whoever's there can help me. It's about 250 pounds, as I said. So two of us pulled it out of the truck. Yeah, it's heavy. You don't want to take long walks in the park with it, but it's no big deal. Overall, I think ETQ knocked one out of the park. No other company seems to have the price range, the performance, the output, the features that are built into this. I think it's a great buy. Time will tell. It'll prove me right or wrong. But I also did choose to fill it up with AMS oil. Let's see here, AMS oil 1540, the diesel. This is their premium heavy duty diesel and marine oil. On AMS oil's website, It is considered product code AME. That's underneath the barcode. I guess you can't really read that there. But AMSOIL is a really good lubricant. I recommend anything that you want to keep for a long time, spend the money. This stuff's $9 a quart, something like that. And it's a lubricant that will provide you all the service life you can possibly get out of your products. So that's all I got to say about the ETQ. I hope you like my little review of it. And good luck. Happy shopping. Bye-bye.